Today, Dr. Silva is our speaker here. I'm pleased to say that Dr. Silva from University of Brasilia has accepted our invitation for this talk about 3D and 4D nanobiofabrication. Dr. Silva is a professor at University of Brasilia and Federal University of Parana. He is a researcher at Embrapa. He is a great institute about genetic and bioengineering, and he is the leader of LNANO, that is a laboratory of nanotechnology. He's contributed in 155 scientific papers, 2 books, 15 book chapters, and 10 patents. Also, we will have live question and answer at the end of the presentation, and you can write your question in the chat box, and Dr. Silva will answer them at the end of his presentation. Also, you can ask your question and discuss with Dr. Silva after his talk. And if you click on hand icon at top of your screen, you can see your hand and turn on your microphone. Now we welcome Dr. Silva. We are looking forward to hear your presentation. Thank you very much.
Well, hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity of presenting what we have developed in our unit of Embrapa Genetic Research and Biotechnology, particularly related to bioprinting and biofabrication approach that we have performed here. I will open now my presentation, just a moment. Well, I think it's ready. First of all, again, I would like to thank for this opportunity and invitation. And in this way, I will present about something that we have developed in our laboratory related to 3D and 4D nanobiofabrication. In this way, we have performed rigorous studies related from biological research to advanced smart nanomaterials applied to develop functional bioconstructs. And in this way, our main approaches are related to biological systems that we can see at macro scale, in that we can see humans, animals, and plants. We can also talk about them related to the micro scale, that is the scale in that we have the fundamental unity of life, if we consider the cells, and also the tissue. And we can understand the biological systems related to the nanoscale, that is the scale in that we have the structures inside the cell related to organelles and macromolecules from animals, plants, and even microorganism cells. In this way, our team has always questioned about the find ways to use biological systems in a human-centered technology approach. And in this way, we have the biofabrication related to a research field of our team when manufacturing process to build models and create biomimetics, bioprototypes, and bioproducts.
Dr. Silva, excuse me. Your voice is not clear. I think your distance from the microphone is long. Your voice is not perfect.
Okay, I will try to do it better. Is it better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, and in this way we can understand biofabrication related to fiction or reality. And this is a scene of a movie, the movie Fifth Element. And in this way, a woman is constructed using some kind of bioprinter. And we have also to understand what we are talking about. In this way, we are talking about the possibility of using biotechnology and nanobiotechnology to perform a bioengineering approach. And we can develop several strategies related to multidisciplinary disciplines like mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, computer science and engineering, electrical engineering, physics, mathematics and statistics, chemistry and biochemistry, biology, neurobiology, material sciences, engineering, that will perform together to develop the so-called bioengineering field. And we are also talking about digital fabrication when related to Industry 4.0. And in this way, we are talking about additive manufacturing, subtractive manufacturing, transformative manufacturing. And we are also talking about the possibility of producing organs on demand. And we are definitely not talking about crazy biology. And we are not also talking about the case in which we could perform bionics. Biofabrication can be understood as a multidisciplinary to interdisciplinary research field that will work together biology and biotechnology, engineering, and material sciences and nanotechnology. And so to do that, we have several potential applications of this emerging field of biofabrication related to clinical applications to reconstruct the cartilages, bones, muscles, nerves, and skins, and also to develop the artificial organs from humans, animals, and also plant organs that can be produced by 3D biofabrication approach. We are also talking about the possibility of producing artificial meat and mainly about the development of screening platforms to perform drug screening, nanomaterials screening, high throughput drugs testing, and also absorption, distribution, metabolism, and excretion of drugs assays. And a question could be, how could we do that? The first step is probably the decoding of the biology of tissues and the organs in order to understanding of natural processes and how they could be used to propose new engineered alternative solutions. And we are also talking about biosciences using and plus bioengineering approach to understand the biological process from molecular to macro scale approach. We are also talking about tissue engineering strategies to develop a new approach directly to the solution of problems common in biology. To perform these strategies, we have a first step related to cellular differentiation that allow us understanding the process of stem cells differentiation toward new kinds or new types of cells from the tissues. We are also talking about the production of scaffolds that could allow us develop new molecular scaffolds for cell growth. And overall, these strategies related to biofabrication include the first production of some biomaterial that is the ink of this process. These inks could be bioprintable and following the steps related to the production of a functional construct. There are mainly three stages to develop the process of biofabrications. They are the pre-processing, the processing, and the post-processing approach. The first stage has some essential components that include the use of some bioimaging technique that could allow us perform the so-called reverse bioengineering. The following stage is related to a computer-assisted design to produce a model, and the following the blueprint model could be used, associated with cells, with a biomatrix and some biofabrication technique to produce the final bioconstructs of this kind. In this way, the final bioconstruct could be directly used, or it could be maturated using maturogens in some bioreactor under biomonitoring processes in order to produce the final biomimetics when applying growth factors and also offer other maturogens. So the biofabrication process in X are related to a modeling step, followed by the biofabrication per se, and thus the biomimetic production. And in fact, the biofabrication process is related to a bioimage, followed by a CAD model, and also the bioconstruct that finally could be the biomimetic solution. The biofabrication is also considered a multifaceted approach that includes a diversity of techniques that include phase separation, corrosion leaching, bioprinting, electrospinning, and also lyophilization. And the 3D bioprinting has been considered now the new gold standard is related to biofabrication, since we have a lot of bioprinting methods that can be applied as strategies and approaches aiming the production of bioprinted structures, and they are particularly related to laser-assisted bioprinting, inkjet bioprinting, and microextrusion bioprinting. We have also now a diversity of 3D bioprinters on the market, and several companies have developed this kind of machines, and the major bioprinters on the market is ranging in price from something like $1,000 to $300,000 in min. And in some situations, 3D bioprinting is not sufficient for bioconstruction, and so we have also worked using the so-called 4D bioprinting when the time variable is considered in the process. In this way, if we can understand the process at all, we have the so-called 1D fabrication related to extruding, spinning, or dropping process, the 2D biofabrication related to the so-called bioplotting related to a surface only, the 3D bioprinting on will have a three-dimensional object to be produced, and also the 4D bioprinting on the time is very important to build the fine-tuned 3D structures that could be also modulate their shapes or functions over time. The state-of-the-art related to biofabrication show a lot of research projects worldwide that could now be considered millionaire projects being carried all around the world. And these projects has allowed an exponential growth along the last years related to papers, books, book chapters, and patents related to this field. And also we can understand the most recurrent terms on these papers, and bioprinting is a major term that can be found in these studies, and it is really growing fast than others biofabrication techniques. The most recurrent terms on patents are also related to bioprinting as the now most common term related to biofabrication, and we have also observed that several companies and also institutions have developed even bioprinting clusters using a lot of bioprinters simultaneously in order to produce a parallelization process of producing biomimetic studies. We have several key actors in the world, and many worldwide companies and these institutions have developed these fields. It is very interesting that the 3D bioprinting key authors are not directly related to the key authors of 3D printing only. And also there are a lot of discussions related to some regulatory aspects that because we need for specific regulatory frameworks related to ethical, legal, and social aspects of this field. On the market, we can also observe a global market from millions to billions of dollars as predicted for the next few years. And related to innovation, we can observe an exponential rise in expectations of the stakeholders related to this field that could even allow us understand some of the market trends related to the major drivers, restraints, challenges, and the opportunities created for this field. And when we consider specifically related to opportunities in this field, we are observing that it has been created an ecosystem of initiatives related to biofabrication, mainly related to opportunities on entrepreneurship, and we can also detect the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the traits related to this emerging field. A new kind of opportunity related to bioprinting is related to COVID that show a lot of institutions and also companies worldwide developing long models for the study of new drugs and vaccines. And this example proved that the strategic importance of the technological solutions developed in the bioprinting field. And particularly in our team, we have also asked the is really relevant when considering bioprinting field. And in this way, when we perform an overview about the current bottlenecks in biofabrication, we can observe that the 3D model, the size and time, the materials and cells, the maturation, the characterization methods, and economic social impacts, and the ethical and the legal issues are really relevant when considering the development of biofabrication field. And is related to that our Laboratory of Nanobiotechnology in Brasilia has developed the research, development, and innovation whose modus of operandi is related to think macro, plan micro, and perform nano. And in this way, we have this infrastructure in these spots that we can observe. Our team is related to these people that we are seeing in this image, and we have developed a lot of studies in at this time of distance, social distance, and we have 6 major research topics in our team. The first one is related to the evaluation of the characteristics of biological structures, including agriculture and forestry products and byproducts on a molecular scale and nanoscale, aiming the development of micro and nanosystems. Our second research topic is related to the development of liposomal, lipid, metallic, polymeric, micro and nanosystems obtained by green synthesis routes, aiming the delivery and sustained release of bioactive substance and the immobilization of molecules. Our third research topic is related to the development of functional surfaces useful to active food packaging, edible films, bioremediation systems, nanobiosensors, nanocatalysts, and also nanoforensics. Our fourth research topic is related to 2D and 3D tests for evaluating the nanosafety, including nanotoxicity and nanoecotoxicity in vitro and in vivo, in bacteria, yeast, algae, mammalian cells, plants, and also invertebrates. Our fifth research topic is related to digital manufacturing, by additive manufacturing, subtractive manufacturing, transformative manufacturing, is where we perform reverse bioengineering and 3D bioprinting of some structures, cellularized and non-cellularized scaffolds. We perform the production also of some reactionware and even some labware for our own use. Our sixth research topic is related to the implementation of systems for industrial scaling up, laboratory scale down, waste management, impact assessment, mathematical modeling, and also following the sustainability of nanobiotechnology process developed in our team. So our team has performed several strategies related to reverse bioengineering, particularly related to the microscale, when performing high-resolution imaging of cells and tissues. In this way, we have used the atomic force microscopy and the other imaging techniques to understand the features of cells under natural and native conditions. We have also performed the reverse bioengineering at the macro scale when performing imaging of biostructures using 3D scanning and the other imaging techniques. We have introduced the so-called nanobiofabrication process that could be understood when you use nanomaterials with enhanced performance to apply in order to fabricate structures. In this way, we produce natural liposomes, sustainable emulsions, natural lipids, lipid nanoparticles, metallic nanoparticles, biopolymeric nanoparticles, and also biopolymeric nanocapsules that are commonly stimuli responsive smart nanomaterials in this way. We have also performed the parallelization of the processes when achieving desired properties, particularly related to the use of multiple complementary biofabrication techniques. We have also introduced the possibility of producing modularization when performing bioprinting process. In this way, we have performed the screening of bioactive substances and also developed several types of kits. And in this way, we have constructed some functional models of different tissues and the organs. Related to the maturation process, we have customized the tissue growth process, particularly related to a high throughput selection of ideal growth factors for the maturation in bioreactors. And we are also understand the biofabrication beyond biomedical and the pharmaceutical application when performing 2D and 4D assays for evaluation of agrochemicals, including here pesticides, herbicides, and the other materials applied to agriculture. We have also developed several strategies related to identify natural resources as sources for biomaterials useful for biofabrication processes, and in this way we use agriculture and forest products and products to develop new bioprinting strategies and technologies. We use the nanomaterials much more than just new building blocks for biofabrication when applying our nanomaterials to develop several kinds of new bioprinted and biofabricated structures, particularly these nanosystems that are produced by green synthesis methods and they aim to deliver and sustain the release of new substances. Some of our more recent results related to research, development, and innovation at Embrapa are related to our nanobiofab lab concept that we define much more than just a project, a concept. There are a lot of possibilities to follow our social media and read our results in almost real time. And in this way, these results are related to, in some instances, to seeding of bacteria in solid medium using robotic platforms in order to compare the efficacy of these strategies strategies when performing the process of microbiological processes when comparing robots with humans to perform common microbiological tasks. We have also used these strategies related to the possibility of evaluate the swarming process of bacteria that is a common process to colonize new niches used by these microorganisms in the presence or not of nanomaterials and also the exposition to biotic factors. We have also performed some studies related to the magnetic printing of bacteria, particularly related to glucose-coated magnetic nanoparticles in order to modulate the swarming formation of bacteria. We have also used the magnetic printing in order to separate phytonematodes, in order to perform the purification of plant pests and also pathogens using magnetism. We have produced several CAD models obtained from ab initio strategies of hepatic lobeness in this case to develop a basic liver model aiming to investigate the effects of drugs and also diseases. We have similarly produced CAD models obtained from fracturing strategy of a kidney in order to develop a basic renal model aiming to investigate the organ function of this structure. We have even developed 3D scanning as innovative tool in botanical studies in order to perform digital conservation of morphological characteristics of herbarium essicates. We have performed produced several microfluidic devices that could mimic a dicotyledonous plant leaf to evaluate the effects of biotic and abiotic agents to plant cells. We have also performed some biofabrication process using biopolymers cross-linked by green chemistry agents and evaluate the process of storing these different fabricated structures to several temperatures and also physical conditions in order to select the best experimental conditions to stabilize the biofabricated scaffolds. We have also developed the innovative antimicrobial bioinks based on different proportions of biomaterials and nanomaterials to develop multiple biopolymers or select multiple biopolymers from animals, plants, and microorganisms that could be applied in order to produce bioinks. We have used the transformative biofabrication process using silicon molds to produce and select biofabricated scaffolds with antimicrobial properties. We have also biofabricated structures using wet spinning approach, in this way applying different biopolymers, including alginate, carboxymethylcellulose, and agarose, to select the best biopolymers combinations and concentrations that could be useful in biofabrication processes. Another strategy that we have applied is related to the stabilization processes using different solvents to select the best conditions for modulating the shape of different biofabricated structures. We have also produced the biofabricated process using colored magnetic nanoparticles, a new technology that we could produce different magnetic nanopigments, and in this way we can produce magneto-responsive colored scaffolds using this technology. Another strategies of our team are related to selection of ideal bioinks to be applied using bioprinting process. In this video, you can see the selection of some different bioinks using distinct cell types. syringes and also different chips, and the needles process that we production of we have applied the free range bioprintability tests like those that you observed in the previous video in order to select bioinks for microextrusion in bioprinters. Related to that, we have also performed several processes of biofabrication in robotic platforms use to organs produce structures with desired. In this way, we have produced the structures customized according to the requirements of different projects and strategies. And we are seeing one of our bioprinters that are in this way constructing an structure composed of hydrogels from agricultural byproduct. We are also performing several characterization techniques. One of them is the light microscopy as a strategy to evaluate and identify the internal structure and cytocompatibility of bioconstructs. The light microscopy is also applied by our team in order to evaluate the impact of different nanomaterials in those structures. In this way, we are seeing some images from structures produced with silver nanoparticles that could allow them to be antimicrobial. And in this way, we are identifying the possible influence of these nanomaterials on internal structure of these bioconstructs. We have also applied the scanning electron microscopy to characterize the structures biofabricated with silver nanoparticles, and also to identify the possible ultrastructural effects of nanomaterials on internal structure of these bioconstructs. More related to 4D bioprinting process or biofabrication process, we have performed over time the evaluation of the transformation of shape from different structures to investigate the effects of surrounding environment in these structures, and we also evaluate the thermal stability of these structures under different temperatures, and we also evaluate the impact of the presence of nanomaterials such as silver nanoparticles. We have also studied the stability of these structures to free microorganisms that could be in the culture medium. And in this way, we have evaluated the effects of these microorganisms on structures biofabricated with the use of silver nanoparticles. We have also investigated the stability of entrapped microorganisms, and in this way to evaluate if they could be suppressed or their growth could be suppressed when exposed to silver nanoparticles. Our results are currently related to a stage of bioprinting technology readiness level related to in vitro and also in vivo tests. And we have even some partnerships related to technical cooperations in progress for the development and the validation of a Brazilian 3D bioprinter that is now called Biomaker, with the company DUI that is developing this machine. This slide that is devoted to the popularization of digital biofabrication process, and she is also the CEO of another company, the company called Cycle Printed, that is devoted to the development of new solutions to recycling of laboratory plastics, and this is one of these strategies that she is now developing. In addition to these strategies, she has developed several filaments using laboratory plastics. And I would like also to invite you uh, to read and know about some of our social and digital media, including 3D bioprinting or 3D printing without borders, nanotechnology of things, nanobioimprinting, and also nanotecton and nanonews. We are also, sorry, I'm just trying to pass to the next slide. Okay. I would like also to invite you to subscribe and also follow our advances in our Nano Connection channel in YouTube, and also to know about our nanodiversity channel. And in this way, we have several talks in that channel related to our recent Congress, Digital Congress on Nanobiotechnology and Bioengineering that had 5,000 registered participants in this Congress. In this way, about this Congress, the 3dprint.com published a journalistic matter related to the Congress that I invited you to know about our recent strategies in this way. And finally, I would like to conclude this talk and this webinar inviting you to use much more nanomaterials in order to produce biofabricated structures, since we believe that the use of nanomaterials could influence positively this area so much. I'd like to thank the support, fellowship, and partnership of these institutions and the companies. And also, I would like to thank the people that developed the studies that I could present to you today. Particularly those in grayscale are people that are not here with us in our laboratory anymore, but they are developing their own researches in different institutions from Brazil and the world. And in color scale are the people that are currently developing projects in our team, and they are effectively the people that develop the results that I could present to you at this moment. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm available to clarify any question that you eventually have.